everybody, and welcome back to Audiotree Live. My name is Rita Lukea. Today's date is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. We have an amazing show for you today. We have Valleyheart, all the way from Salem, Massachusetts. The session you're about to hear is available right now on your favorite streaming platform through the Audiotree artist profile. So please follow us over there and please subscribe to us here on YouTube as well. We really want you to be able to keep up with all of the new and exciting talent we discover just for you, just like this band, Valleyheart. Whenever you're ready, take it away, guys.
First day in the
That was awesome, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, dude. Tell me a little bit what's new with the band. What's going on with you guys? What's new?
We are wrapping up a tour right now with Have Mercy and A Will Away. This is the end now, so we're wrapping up, and
This is your victory lap.
it's our victory lap. We're here. We've made it.
The fly too made
The
it.
fly, yes, the infamous fly. So we picked up a fly in the beginning of tour in Maine, and
We've been keeping them fed ever since.
we've been keeping them fed with snacks and love in the van. We have a theory. It's the same one.
Clean van though, so it's not like
He
super
leaves
happy.
and comes back.
It's not working out well for him.
No.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys about, like for the people at home, like wondering, like what's the band's origin story? Like tell me how you guys met. How long have you been a band for? Like how did you guys get to know each other?
Well, we formed in 2016. Started writing songs and getting some friends to play drums, bass, guitar on them, and sort of evolved into this project. And met these guys through friends in Salem and through playing music. And it's been great.
Yeah. When you guys were like forming the band, what were some of the artists that you bonded over, like loving together, like bonding over, like we all love this person?
Well, we listened to them on the way here. I think From Indian Lakes was an early influence for us. Also, Manchester Orchestra, I think, was a big one in the
Yeah.
beginning.
A little bit David Bazan,
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of Pedro the Lion.
Death Cab.
Good Cab. Yeah.
And you're listening to it in the tour van?
Yes. Yep. On the way here, warming up our vocal cords.
Yeah. I love asking like what people are listening to in the tour van. Like, what's the weirdest thing you guys are listening to in the
Zach,
tour
take
van?
that away.
Weirdest thing?
Yeah. Is there? You freak? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some. We listen to some freaky stuff.
Oh, really?
We listen to like a lot of Hillary Duff.
Freaky
You
Friday.
sicko,
soundtrack.
no?
Yeah,
kidding.
absolutely sick. Yeah.
We'll throw on some random. Like sometimes when the nights get late, we'll throw
Totally.
on some you got to break out of your headspace, and you can't just throw on the regular stuff. You need something to
Like stimulating.
stimulate your senses, keep you up, and I don't know, some ambient stuff. Hillary Duff.
Hillary
There's
Duff
a
is
weird
funny.
playlist out there somewhere that we'll share one day.
Yeah, you should. That just reminded me of this game that me and my band used to play when we were like completely delirious on like the super long drives, and we just had to like stimulate. It's called like Ram Jams, where you think of the most random song you could think of and just play it, like put it on the like next playlist, and like it's like Venga Boys and like just the most. But sometimes that's what you need to keep you going.
Yeah.
Before you go into your next set, I feel like I'm trying to like venture out with my questions a little bit. So I want to ask you guys, what is one thing you absolutely love about the music industry, and what is thing you absolutely despise?
I love touring
Yeah.
so much, and I
Yeah.
also hate touring so much.
You hate it?
It's
You hate
just
it,
like
but you love it.
we got in the van for the start of this tour, and Maddie kicked off the drive, and he sat down and he said the most profound thing. He was like, "So this is what we do," and then we drove,
Just a
and
look
we
to
haven't
the
stopped
open
driving
road.
since.
Just the dead-eyed stare, like this is what we
is
do.
it, yeah.
But it's also this is what we do.
Yeah,
So
we
get
it's-
to
do
it's like-
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely
Anybody
like
else?
meeting people. That's like my favorite
Yeah.
thing, meeting new people. It's hard for me to think about something I despise. I despise egos. I'll say that.
Drag them. Tag who? Say their name.
Oh no, I don't have anyone specifically. We were
Chris
talking
has
about it
no
earlier,
enemies.
empathic vibes, you know.
I mean, it's bad. It's bad. The green room, I call it the green room syndrome. Like the egos, like coming together. Like we had this, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make this about me. I was in this green room one time, and I was just started, and I didn't understand green room etiquette, and I was like eating this guy's hummus, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Eating hummus." Like I don't know, and he like took his cigarette and put it in the hummus.
No way.
Wow.
It was insane. I'll never forget it. And I'm like, dude, that was such an introduction to the music industry and like just like
Wow.
hobnobbing with people. And I was like, okay,
Damn.
noted. Do not eat the fucking hummus.
Jeez. We
What
need a tour flavored hummus, cigarette hummus, and
Cigarette
The
hummus.
grocery-
Sounds kind of nice. It's like a smoked baba
only a
ganoush.
few people will get it, but they'll
Sounds
be
good.
like, yeah.
Sound good. What about you? Something you love and hate about the music industry? And
I
then I'll stop torturing you guys. You can go and do your
Yeah,
next
no,
set.
no. I love making music. I love just having an idea and see it
Yeah.
like fully grown. See it years later, play it live, like see how it takes on a different form. That's my favorite part of doing this.
Yeah.
Is I think the recording, the creative aspect of it. My least favorite, I think, similarly, is sometimes it just feels like you're in a crowded room and everyone's screaming at the top of their lungs, you know? Because everyone's like, hey, I'm doing something. And it's, everyone wants to show what they're doing, and it's great. But it just sometimes feels like, man, there's so much going on, and in life and in music.
Like, I don't want to scream to be heard.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, do I like chill out? And then you're like, well, I need to say something. So there's always sort of this push and pull of like, how do you tell your story when there's this crowded space and saturation? And I think the answer to that is still figuring it out, but it's just like lean into your own voice, and no one can scream like you. So
bars, dude, that was fire. Okay, you guys, whenever you're ready, you can play your next songs.
Cool. early morning to cool our overheated summer heads. Wait for the snowfall till we wish it all away. Again and again, it's the scared we hide behind in our cloudy cars. The thrill of the heat is the only thing inside. Keeping me honest if all my love is true, and it's not lost on you. Left in the catacombs, your hand on my heart and a part of me drowning in that control. 'Cause when I got it blue, then it blinds everything. The chemical shade of us, placing all of my peace on the measure of too precious.
You are listening to Valleyheart on Audiotree. We need to talk about this record here. Heal my head.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm looking at this album cover, you know, and like listening to the record too. There's a lot of recurring themes of time. And I want you just like, can we talk about it? Will you explain it to me?
Yeah, for sure.
Explain it like I'm 5.
Okay, so time is a concept. It it measures what we're all doing here right now. But it's also weird, right? You're like 10 years
Stop
ago,
it.
20 years ago. I don't know. The record, the album art kind of just came from a place where I wanted something to kind of tie in all the themes on the record. That being like nostalgia with the bird clock. You know, I think a lot of us have experiences of like seeing that hung up somewhere and like those markers of time being some sort of symbol of a bird chirping or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then also the wallpaper being sort of this like webbed weave thing that sort of mirrors sort of like neurological synapses, which there's a lot of stuff on there about like neurology and like mental health and whatnot. So it kind of just felt like a sort of bridge to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like themes of nature as well with the birds.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like a culmination of a lot of the themes on the record visually.
Uh-huh. And like, in terms of like the record, also like one song that you just played, The Numbers.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel like it's going along with the theme of time.
Yeah.
Does that track or like there's this one stanza, when I've got time but I can't tell if I use and wear it well, am I just an ocean or in the sun bound to burn out on a busy drug?
Yeah.
Like, will you tell me about this song more? Like,
yeah. So kind of going
give it
on
to
that.
us.
Yeah. Things being quantifiable. I think we just have this instinct to measure things, right? And the most basic of that instinct is how we measure time in our lives and sort of these big moments. And as good as that can be, sometimes I think we sort of have our chips on the table of like what we've accomplished, what we haven't. And I think there's a lot of anxiety that comes around that sometimes, and like some of like shit, like I could have done more or less or all that. So I think that song in particular is about trying to get back to a place where you're not racking up your wins or your losses and trying to like quantify yourself and your self-worth based on those things. But just remember that like the fact that you are human, you have worth, and that's enough for you to keep going. So yeah,
and like you're talking about like quantifying your successes and like measuring them up, and the comparative nature of like success in general, which kind of like talking about a previous segment when you're like, it feels like everybody is screaming in the music industry.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I mean, music is something that it when competitiveness is inserted into the dynamic, just makes it like, unbearable and just completely changes it. Like, music should feel rewarding on its own, and there's so many things that take that feeling away.
And I think the magic of what you're saying is like, it kind of goes back to one of the joke segments we were talking about of like, this is all tour is, right? Or like, this is all tour is. It's like, all these things are a matter of like your perspective on this sort of crazy culminating thing that's happening, whether it's life or whether it's music, and finding yourself in that space can be really hard, but can also be really beautiful and a really self sort of realizing experience. So I think, that song and a lot of things on this record are about like, how do we take those things that have like built up and let them out in sort of a cathartic way. And that's what this record was, I think, for all of us.
That's a really good feeling when you feel like you can just like move it through your body and have that catharsis. And yeah. Well, congrats.
Thank you.
Totally.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure having you guys in the studio today. I'm going to ask you one last question. This is my segment that I do. It's called Mandatory Listening. You guys are going to go around in a circle and give a homework assignment to the audience at home. What's one record that everyone at home has to listen to from start to finish? Drums.
If you haven't already, I'm thinking you got to listen to New Radicals. Maybe You've Been Brainwashed Too. I think a lot of us know the hits off of it, but lyrically it's like one of the most insane things I've ever heard. It's just a wild ride altogether, so check it out.
I'm going to go with Clinging to a Scheme by the Radio Department. I have a crazy memory with that. I took an art class in college. I'm not artsy in that way at all, but my teacher, while we were drawing, played that record. He was like a cool older dude that was just showing us some cool indie shit, you know? Yeah. And, it worked out. I love that record a lot.
Aww.
Every song on it's really good. So.
What's the art teacher's name?
I don't remember.
I was going to shout out, but look, he made an impact.
He really did. His final was like, just sit with me and let's talk about like how if you really work on something for more than 2 minutes, you can get better at it. Because I came in with no knowledge of drawing at all. And then I was like, doing the tunnel thing and perspectives and stuff. And he was really cool. Sorry, I don't remember your name, buddy.
Yeah, well, art teachers can be really mean, too. So
can I shout out a good art teacher?
Yeah.
Brian Alves at Salem State University.
Dude.
Solid
Mr.
dude.
Alves.
Yeah, Mr. Alves. We're friends on Facebook. It's like that.
Might have been him. I mean, we went to the same school.
Could have been.
I would say You're Always on My Mind by A Great Big Pile of Leaves. Great indie rock album all the way through. Drive around on a summer day, just blast it. It's awesome. Great.
Windows down.
Oh, yeah.
Hair flying majestically.
I would say there's this Brazilian artist right now named Tim Bernardes, and he's just killing it. He has an album called Mil Coisas Invisíveis, which in English translates to A Million Invisible Things. And it's just this like gorgeous album with strings, and he self-produced the whole thing in São Paulo, and that record has meant a lot to me in the past couple years, and it's like just so romantically beautiful and orchestral, yet very intimate. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you for sharing, and thanks for being here. You guys were a pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much.
Dude. Whenever you're ready, last song. Rip into it.
Cool.
that wraps up our Audiotree Live Session with Valleyheart. Thanks again for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
You killed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to give a big thank you to the talented people behind the scenes who make this happen, our lighting and camera crew, our sound engineers. And I want to give, run it up. I want to give a big thank you to our viewers at home, too. Thank you for watching. The session you just heard is available wherever you stream music. For the love of God, please stream it. Support the band. Follow them on social media. Pick up a copy of their record, Heal My Head. And make sure you come and see them when they come to your city. From all of us here at the Audiotree Studio, thanks for watching, and see you next time.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?